2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime First Test. Toyota's best hybrid ever, the quickest Toyota not named Supra, and the thriftiest not named Prius. Toyota's hybrids have been called many things, but interesting, fun, or fast likely hasn't been on that list. The 2021 Toyota RAV4 Prime plug-in hybrid SUV changes all that. Not only is it arguably the best hybrid Toyota has built to date, but it's also the quickest non-Supra Toyota we've tested in the past 5 years, and the most efficient Toyota on sale today not wearing a Prius badge. What's a RAV4 Prime and what makes it so quick and efficient? The new RAV4 Prime is the plug-in hybrid version of the RAV4. Like the RAV4 Hybrid, the RAV4 Prime sports a 177 HP and 165 lb-ft 2.5-liter i4 engine mated to electric motors and an eCVT up front, another electric motor at the rear axle, and a battery pack underneath the rear seats. That's about where the similarities end. The Prime's motors are more powerful for starters. Its front one makes 179 horsepower and 199 pound-feet of torque, while its rear makes 53 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of torque, with a total combined system output of 302 horsepower, versus 219 horsepower combined for the RAV4 Hybrid. The RAV4 Prime also sports a large 18.1-kWh battery, which, unlike the RAV4 Hybrid's 1.6-kWh battery, can be plugged in. Depending on whether you have the standard 3.3-kW onboard charger or optional 6.6-kW charger, the latter available as part of the $3,765 premium package on the top trim RAV Prime XSE, it can be charged from empty to full in about an hour and a half on a level 2240-volt charger, or less than 12 hours on a level 1120-volt charger. With a full battery, the EPA says RAV4 Prime can motor for 42 miles on electricity before the engine kicks on, giving the SUV a total driving range of about 600 miles. When accounting for both its motors and engine, the EPA rates the RAV4 at 105, 84/94 mpge, or 38 mpg combined if you never bother to plug the Prime in and treat it like a RAV4 Hybrid. How fast is the RAV4 Prime? So, to the test track. In the hands of our well-traveled test team, the RAV4 Prime was surprisingly a bit of a handful as it accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an impressively quick 5.5 seconds, and on through the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds at 98.7 miles per hour. Well, that was unexpected, said Associate Road Test Editor Eric Iapana. The RAV4 Prime really made me work to control wheel spin, seaming from the rear axle first, and then the front axle. Regardless, this thing feels strong off the line, good pull from start to the quarter mile finish. The RAV4 Prime's straight line performance makes it the second quickest Toyota we've tested in quite a long time. The only vehicle faster has been a 2021 GR Supra 3.0, which needed 4.0 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour and ran a 12.3-second quarter mile at 115.8 miles per hour. We haven't tested the Supra GR 2.0 yet. It'll likely be quicker than the RAV4 Prime, too. Hot on the RAV4 Prime's heels is the NASCAR lookalike V6-powered Toyota Camry TRD. Its best run was 5.8 seconds to 60 miles per hour and a 14.4-second quarter mile at 99.8 miles per hour. Somewhat surprisingly given its heavy 4,372-pound curb weight, the RAV4 Prime performed admirably in our braking and handling tests. In the former, it needed 127 feet in our 60 to 0 miles per hour emergency stop test, and in the latter it lapped our figure 8 in 27.0 seconds at 0.65 grams average. How does the RAV4 Prime drive? Out in the real world, the RAV4 Prime is probably the most impressive Toyota we've driven since piloting a Land Cruiser through Moab, Utah. Simply put, it just works. And works well. With a full battery and left to its own devices in its Auto EV, HV, electric vehicle, hybrid vehicle, drive mode, the RAV4 Prime easily hits its 42-mile EPA estimated range, and it feels like a big, comfy electric SUV doing so. Power delivery is relatively quick, and even with the engine off, the Toyota's motors never leave you wanting for power. With the engine on, the RAV4 is seriously quick for an SUV in this class, though as Iapana noted at the test track, the Prime has trouble delivering lots of power smoothly from low speeds as its electronic brain manages power and torque delivery from 3 separate sources. The RAV4 Prime suspension is softly sprung, which leads to a fair amount of brake dive and rebounding after impacts, but body roll through bends is well controlled. Notably, the RAV4 Prime's brakes manage the transition from regenerative to mechanical brakes smoothly, a balance Toyota has long struggled with on its hybrids. Steering feel is surprisingly tactile and well weighted.